You've seen the headlines about population booms, but what about the quiet exodus reshaping state budgets from the inside out? Today, we're counting down 10 states losing residents domestically while international arrivals keep the totals looking stable. By the end, you'll spot the telltale signs of a shrinking tax base and why the losses in some big-name states are mirrored by quieter departures in places you rarely hear about. Which one on this list is masking the biggest gap between who arrives and who leaves? Number 1, California. California added tens of thousands of international arrivals, yet the budget still feels tight because the domestic math runs the other way. From July 2022 to July 2023, the state logged a net domestic loss above 338,000, and those exits often carry higher AGI profiles. Remote work makes the move easier. People keep their jobs but swap high housing costs for cheaper markets, taking taxable income with them. Median home prices keep climbing, while spending commitments on programs and infrastructure remain large. Relocation indicators echo the trend. U-Haul and similar data line up with IRSAGI shifts. International inflows stabilize headcount, not revenue. If the country's biggest economy feels the pinch, what happens next? Number 2, New York. New York's skyline keeps rising, but the silent cost shows up in tax receipts. The state lost about 216,000 residents to other states from July 2022 to July 2023, following an even larger drop the year before. High personal income taxes magnify the hit when those leaving carry outsized AGI. Remote and hybrid work accelerates the exit. People keep New York paychecks while shifting to Florida or the Carolinas, weakening the state's revenue base. IRSAGI migration data points to high-income outflows. MTA ridership still trails pre-pandemic levels, squeezing fare-dependent budgets. The result? Headcount may stabilize with international arrivals, but revenue lags. Another global city-state faces this pattern with even tighter math next. Number 3, Illinois. What happens when property taxes climb while residents keep moving out? Illinois shows the strain. The state shed about 83,800 people to other states between July 2022 and July 2023, continuing a decade of losses. That smaller resident base makes every levy feel heavier, especially with large pension bills still due. You see the links on the ground. Chicago's softer office market weakens downtown jobs. Higher effective property tax rates hit homeowners and small landlords. IRS data shows income leaving with those movers, and many head to Indiana, Wisconsin, Texas, or Florida. Pew notes the Midwest's long-run slowdown, and Illinois is part of it. International arrivals cushion counts, but structural costs keep pressure rising. Cross the river next. Number 4, New Jersey. New Jersey sells great schools and quick access to New York and Philly. So why are families packing up? The math at home doesn't work for many middle earners. Domestic outflow keeps stacking. About 44,666 left between July 2022 and July 2023 after a larger loss the year before. Property taxes rank near the top nationally, and housing costs push budgets to the edge. International arrivals settle near PATH and NJ transit lines, but they don't replace the departing tax profile. Census counts and IRSAGI trends tell the same story. A typical homeowner can cut thousands by moving to Pennsylvania or the Carolinas. Headcount looks steady. Taxable income quietly thins. Head north for another affordability paradox. Number 5, Massachusetts. Massachusetts draws talent from MIT, Harvard, and a dense research scene. So why do graduates leave once the cap and gown are gone? The gap between paychecks and rent keeps widening. From July 2022 to July 2023, the state logged a net domestic migration loss of 39,149, following an even larger drop the year prior. Tight housing supply around Boston pushes prices up while early and mid-career salaries chase behind. Wage-to-rent ratios for tech and biotech workers look stretched. State reports cite long housing production lags. International students and H-1B workers lift headcount but don't guarantee long-term retention. Massachusetts keeps the innovation edge but sheds residents who can't settle. Next, an island paradise faces similar math. Number 6, Hawaii. How does a dream destination lose locals? By making daily life too expensive. Hawaii saw a 0.71% population drop between July 2020 and July 2021, driven mainly by residents moving away. That pattern didn't vanish. It reflects high costs, tight housing, and a tourism-heavy economy that doesn't raise local wages fast enough. Imported goods push prices higher, while short-term rentals squeeze already limited housing. Many movers head to Nevada, Texas, and Washington for better wages to rent ratios. Airline seat data shows steady visitor volume, but that doesn't fix the math at home. When local earners leave, revenue growth stalls and per-resident service costs climb. From islands to Appalachia, a different demographic challenge takes center stage. Number 7, West Virginia. What if the biggest challenge isn't just who leaves, but who never arrives? West Virginia's story is a slow squeeze. Outflows persist across years, while births trail deaths, keeping the growth rate negative and the labor pool thinner. An aging population meets an economy shifting from coal toward services. That transition creates jobs, but not enough to offset a shrinking working age base. Healthcare demand rises as labor force participation lags, pulling more dollars toward care while fewer workers pay in. The state has tried targeted incentives to lure remote workers, offering cash and community perks. Early interest is real, the long-run fix is unclear. Next, a small New England state faces its own affordability puzzle. Number 8, Vermont. Vermont sells calm and scenery, so why the steady trickle out? Domestic movers aren't making headlines, but they're thinning the rolls bit by bit. Census migration data shows the pattern. More leave than arrive from other states, and the tax base inches lower. Housing is the choke point. State housing needs assessments, flag-tight inventories, and zoning rules that slow new builds. Winter raises the bill further. Energy and heating costs spike when temperatures drop, and those monthly budgets push families to larger markets. Seasonal employment swings add another nudge. Some international arrivals and remote workers come, but they don't replace mid-tier jobs. The result is quiet erosion. Head southwest to a state where departures fly under the radar. Number 9. New Mexico. New Mexico rarely makes the migration headlines. Should it? The state posted a net domestic migration of -11,697 between July 2021 and July 2022, part of a 0.2% population dip. That sounds small, but it ranked among the fastest decliners that year. Modest wages, uneven job growth, and education outcomes nudge residents toward Texas and Arizona. International arrivals and federal anchors, including labs and installations, keep headcount steadier than it looks. They don't fix the earnings gap. Healthcare and tech corridors grow, but not fast enough to reset statewide income trends. Workforce data and state reports point to lower median household income versus neighbors. Quiet departures thin future taxpayers while federal stability masks the erosion. One more culture-rich case awaits. Number 10. Louisiana. How does a state with global culture still lose people year after year? Louisiana's net domestic migration loss hit 29,692 between July 2022 and July 2023, after a larger 46,672 loss the prior year. The draw of stronger economies elsewhere is clear, and the math at home is getting tougher. Energy sector swings shake payrolls, while storm risk drives insurance premiums higher after recent hurricanes. Homeowners face flood insurance spikes that strain monthly budgets. Port shifts add uncertainty for trade-linked jobs. Domestic outflows show up in New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and IRSAGI data tracks income heading to Texas. Tourism and festivals bring cash, but not stable taxpayers, so long-term plans keep absorbing the fiscal erosion. The pattern expands next.